Welcome everybody to this Insta Live and welcome Ankita. Thank you so much for taking time out and being a part of this. So
Thank you.
I'd quickly, yeah, I'd quickly like to introduce Ankita for everybody's knowledge. Ankita is from our 2019 batch and she's currently studying in Ahmedabad University with a career in BBA honors and a majors in marketing. So I think that's really wonderful, Ankita. We'd love to hear more from you as we continue this live session. And Ankita, to begin with, I wanted to ask you about your schooling experience. How has that been for you all these years?
So talking about my student experience, it was wonderful and very memorable. I have made a lot of memory and learned a lot of things from the school. Like talking about Muktangan. So Muktangan is a second home for students because we used to spend most of our times in school rather than spending the time in Muktangan. So it was just like a second home for students, and teachers over there and faculties and principals were just like a member of a family member. They used to take very nicely. They used to take care of all of us, and I learned many things and experienced a lot of things because with the help of the activities and different sessions which were held for us, which gave us a knowledge, gave us a lot of knowledge of different things and how the outside world works. We got a little bit prepared for the outside world in a school only.
Yeah, I feel that, that's extremely important. Often what we realize is that our schooling experience doesn't prepare us so much for college, at least traditionally how that's been. And when we suddenly go into 11th and 12th and then our career, we find it extremely different, the
Yeah.
entire environment.
Tangana also helped us in like choosing a career, like various sessions were kept on career guidance. We were guided and we were told how, and the process was told, and the importance of the fields were told, like what to choose and what is important, what is the scope and everything, etc., etc. We were given the knowledge of each and everything, so that it won't be difficult for us to stick on a particular thing and work on it. So career guidance thing was the best part of Muktangan because at a particular time we were given that knowledge, so it won't be difficult for us in ahead to like choose something. We were a bit clear about it.
Absolutely. I think that what it also does is it gives you a sense of confidence and knowledge also, because now, at least in today's day and age, there are so many career opportunities and so many specializations, courses, programs, universities, and it can be daunting for children to think about what they want to do, how they want to go about it. So I'm sure that this kind of guidance and mentorship is extremely useful.
Because choosing a career is the most like choosing a field is the most difficult phase a student face in their life, because they are very confused in everyone gives a different opinion and a different thing, like you should do this, you should do this and that and all that, so they make us confused like what is best and what is not, so to choose amongst that. And our school was like giving us a different session, was preparing for a different session so that children can clear their doubt and get cleared like what are they supposed to be focused in future and work on it.
And Ankita, if you could share some examples of what kind of career opportunities were you exposed to in your school? Like you're sharing about the different career strands that were spoken about. Can you just explain a little bit more on that?
Okay, so I remember when I was in standard 9th and 10th, career sessions were held, and we were told like if I was prepared for like I am gonna take commerce after my 10th standard. So for commerce student, we were having for commerce, if we are willing to purchase commerce, so we were held a session and we were told about like what what is the scope and how many children all around the world takes commerce. There are a lot of students studying commerce right now. And what are the career opportunities available? Like we can do finance, we can do marketing, we can do HR, we can do finance management, and many more things. So for that particular thing, we were told that what are the qualities and what are the qualifications required to pursue one such thing in this particular field.
And Ankita, what do you think students need? What is it that they require when they are planning a career, choosing a career, and simultaneously, what is the role of, like you said, teachers have been conducting, the school has been conducting various sessions and a lot of opportunities where children can find out more about different career strands. But along with teachers, I'm sure the family and parents also have a role to play. So, how do you think that the teachers and parents can help this process?
Uh, teacher can help us in many ways, and our Muktangan teachers has been doing this very well. If we are having any question or any query about what are we supposed to do in this and what is required, what are the qualifications in a particular field. So if we ask them, so they just convey us and tell us what is required and guide us very nicely. And talking about teachers play a very big role in convincing our parents. Like if we are interested in something and our parents feels that this thing doesn't have scope in that, but a student is interested in it, and as we know that we should do that in which we are interested, so that further will be achieving something in that particular thing. But sometimes parents do not support those things. They are like, you should do, like for example, you should be doctor, you should be engineer. This is the mentality of parents because these are the very high posts. But sometimes students are not interested in this, their interest is somewhere else, like some are interested in sports, music, dance, and etc, etc. So at that time, teacher encourage us, and even they make us parents understand that how we can achieve something in this particular field also. That like it's not like we have to be a doctor only to be successful. We can be successful if we show our interest in what we are interested. So they play a very big role in convincing our parents and giving them the knowledge of that particular thing from a student's point of view, which we can't do.
You've, I think, raised a very, very important point here. The kind of relationship that children, parents, and teachers should share with each other, and how effective that is, in helping children feel nurtured, feel cared for, where children also get an opportunity to share what they are planning for their lives and their future. And this kind of, I think what you've shared is extremely crucial, because the kind of rapport that parents and teachers develop with each other, keeping the child in the center, in the best interest of the child, that I think is very important in the education system.
So one,
So, yeah,
yeah, sorry.
no, no,
So
please go ahead.
teachers are like, they think from our perspective, our point of view, like we should do that what we are interested in. And so keeping our point of view and our opinions ahead, they make our parents understand that this child is interested in this, so you should support him or her in pursuing a career ahead in this particular field.
Absolutely. And I also feel that when these kind of discussions happen earlier, right in the school years, it also gives parents that space and that chance to be more accepting of different careers, different opportunities. Because I think parents also come from a space of fear, because they are not aware, like children. Parents also are not many times aware of what opportunities are there. Uh, how can you make a career in a particular field? Some fields are not mainstream, like you said, engineering and doctors. There are many fields that are not mainstream as per the conventional standards. So this is, I think, very, very important. Having this dialogue with parents, coming together and discussing more getting more information and awareness. So Ankita, can you talk to us a little bit about what is it that you're studying currently, and what are the opportunities for you in this field?
Okay, so I'm currently studying BBA honors. This is a 4 year course in Ahmedabad University, and in BBA honors there are various opportunities available, and amongst that I have chosen marketing. I was firstly I was there are various things just like management, finance management, HR management, marketing, and many more. And I have selected marketing. Firstly, I was very confused, so I talked to various people here in Ahmedabad University and various professors. So when I interacted with them, they had concluded that I have a good speaking. I can speak very well, and I have a good idea, good skills, good idea skills, and good convincing power that is required in a marketing field as a quality. And so they all suggested me that I should go in marketing because I can do well. And then later on when I explore a little more about me, so even I felt that I can do good in marketing, so I chose marketing as a major for me in PB.
So, what kind of topics does the marketing subject that you're talking about? Can you speak a little bit more on that?
Like currently marketing is all about in a company where a product we have to just make a make people convinced that why is a product very useful and how will it help to you. We should have a good convincing power first of all, that is very much required, so that people will get convinced and they will agree to your point that whatever you are saying is correct and convenience. Now, till now we have not yet started with the mainstream studying like marketing. This is my first year in Ahmedabad University, so we are studying foundation course right now. From next year onwards, the main study of BBA and marketing will be started, and so after that I'll be knowing like what are the subjects required in marketing, like what are the subjects that I have to study in this particular field.
Right. And you were leading me on to the next question. So I wanted to know from you that what are some of the skills that are really required in this field, and how are you implementing these skills?
Okay, so skills as I told earlier, we need as I'm doing marketing, so I need a good convincing power, good idea skills. Like my ideas should be beyond the beyond your thinking, and you should convince everyone, and everyone should feel like yeah, there is something unique in your idea, and we can work on it. So we should have those skills and qualities in ourselves, and everyone says that I can speak very well, explain very well, and elaborate very well everything. So this is the quality. Based on this, they suggested me that I should go in this, so that because my qualities are matters a lot, because further I'll be pursuing something, and this will help me out in it. So these are the skills required in this particular field. And for mostly confidence is very much required, because while speaking we need to be confident, and I am a bit confident while speaking.
Definitely, you are very confident. And like you said, it's all about how you're pitching it. So these different kinds of skills, communication, persuasion, I think these are the most crucial. Uh, Also, I'm sure that this journey might have not been as smooth. I'm sure that as a student, you have gone through your fair share of challenges also. So, would you like to elaborate a little more on that?
Yes, sure. Firstly, I would like to tell everyone that I have not even ever thought about like I leave my family and go somewhere in an unfamiliar city to study. I was not prepared for this kind of thing, but suddenly I got this opportunity, and then I was like, it's a future thing and I have to work on it. So I just took it and I came here. And the city, Ahmedabad, is not yet very unfamiliar to me. I don't know anyone over here. So it was quite difficult for me to settle over here because I have to interact with new people, and like I don't know how they are, how will they interact, because I have stayed in Mumbai, so I have a good relation over there with people around, and I can like I'm very comfortable over there, and it was very difficult for me to be comfortable over here. Uh, Till now, I'm a bit comfortable. I'm a bit settled. I interact with people, and I don't know how people over here are, because each and everyone has a different personality, and I don't know if they will match my personality or not. So I just try to connect to them. And coming here, and as I said, the city is very unfamiliar, and I'm living in a hostel. So staying alone here without any friends, family is very difficult, and it feels like we are just alone. We just don't have any support, anyone. If I'm feeling low sometimes, so it is like, to whom, where should I go? To whom should I share what is happening, and what am I going through, and all. But the best thing here over, like I always get supported by my teachers and my parents. They just call me daily and they just keep asking me like, is everything going well, good, and are you settled? Are you feeling right over there? So like they make sure that I don't feel alone and very low between these unknown peoples, and they always make me know that they always make me like feel comfortable and tell me that, always encourage me that you can do this. You don't need to always make like bond with people. You have went to study, so study and focus on your goals and all that. So they always motivate and encourage me. So this is the thing I like most. So,
That's that's extremely needed for students, and this goes beyond school. And I remember that when we were growing up, like of course there are teachers we are still in touch with, and they've made a huge impact in our lives. But it was only up to a point. It was only up to like grade 10. After that, you move to college, you have a different set of friends, different career, different teachers. So what happens is sometimes there comes that transition gap. You
yeah.
feel you've been taken from one environment and put into a completely different environment, and it's very daunting. I can understand as a student how difficult it might be, and you're in a new city also, so that itself is extremely challenging. Ankita, I just wanted to understand more from you that there is these kind of gaps do exist between transitioning from the school to college, gaps between what we study in school and how versus how it is applied.
Yes.
The gaps in the theory and practice, like we say. So, how can we make this transition smoother for students?
Okay, so here in Gujarat, I'll like to share about this thing, and even I have been facing it right now over here. And I have shared this with my school also. So basically, in Mumbai, we also have a Muktangan is we study HSC board, SSC and HSC. And here in Gujarat, most of the people belongs to CBSE board and ICIC board. So the study differs in SSC and CBSE board, because there is a difference between these two types of boards. So students over here, their knowledge is a bit more than we have, because they have been studying CBSE board. So our university has been prepared the studying like on that basic, like all the students belongs to Hello, hello, hello. Oh, I'm not able to hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I think there was some network issue. You were saying, yes, you were talking about the situation in the university, right?
Yeah, so here the university is like they have a education system like CBSE board type. So the students over here belongs all to CBSE and ICSE board. So the concepts which is taught over here, they are bit familiar to those concepts, but I am not, because I have been not been from that group. So it is very difficult for me to balance over here, but I have to do it, so I am doing it and trying my best to make a balance over here. And the concepts that are unfamiliar to me, I try to learn it on my own and explore more and ask people about the things which I don't understand. I personally go to the professors and tell them that I'm not getting this concept, so please explain me. And professors over here are very nice. They just give their personal times also to explain us, understanding the situation of a particular student. And so the professors over here are very helpful. They are available at each and every time whenever we need them for any type of help. So this is the best thing over here, that we can interact whenever we want.
That is really important, uh, because I think that what you've thrown light upon is one is that we need to be in constant touch with our professors, approach them with our queries, with our doubts. That is one aspect, and also some level of self learning. You know, there are many times, especially when you go into university for master's program or research, or your PhD, a lot of the work is expected to be done by the student. So
Yeah,
that habit of getting into self learning, browsing the net, getting your reference material, trying to make sense of the concepts yourself is also a very important skill, because what happens is that sometimes we completely depend on professors also. That becomes another extreme, and that becomes challenging later on. So I think a balance of both. We do need to seek help from our professors, um, wherever we are having difficulties, definitely. And at the same time, we also need to develop that skill of self learning.
yeah.
Ankita, I wanted to ask you, if you had the opportunity of starting your own school, what are some of the
Okay.
things, yeah, what are
So
some of the things that you would want to see in that particular school?
okay, so if I get the opportunity to start my own school, so I'll ensure that from my point of view, I'll make sure that I give students a chance to select a subject of their own which they are interested in. And so like instead of studying everything, and like each and everyone has like some of have a this much interest in a particular thing and this much interest in a subject. So I'll make sure that a student gets a chance to work on the thing which work on a subject which they are more interested on it, so that they can learn, they can explore more, and they can work on it more on it, so that further they get a chance or opportunity to pursue a career in that particular thing if they will work on it from start only. Like and make some subjects very important. Nowadays maths is the important subject for each and everyone, so I'll make sure that each and every student focuses on the subject maths a lot, because maths subject is very difficult. In school times it is easy, everyone can do it, but further it becomes very difficult. Literally students cry like maths is very hard, very hard. So like I'll make ensure that students don't feel that. Will give a very nice practice to them, so that they will feel this. I will not say that they won't feel it is hard and all that. Everyone feels it is hard. And expect maths in science field, sci- uh, physics and chemistry are the two subjects which students faces very difficult. So we study science in school, so I'll make sure that the students focus means school focuses more on physics and chemistry, so that the concepts will be clear, because we study physics and chemistry after 10th and 11th and 12th standard. So we are a bit means it is a very different concept which we have studied at 10. We have studied something different 10 years, and suddenly after 10 years, two new concepts get introduced to us, and it is difficult for us to get very familiar with those concepts and understand them. So I'll make sure that these three things are there, and along with this, I'll make IT an important subject, because nowadays everything is on technology and students should be very familiar. Like currently, I was studying in a university. We were taught programming, which I was very unfamiliar with it, because we have studied IT, but not that deep in the school. And in college, I was not an IT student, so it was a bit difficult for me to get familiar to those subjects. And suddenly, I was taught a programming language like Python, coding, and all those things, which I was like, "What is this?" And so it was a bit difficult. So I will make sure that students know about what is the main thing in those particular thing that we will need to be study, and it will help us in future, and we have to study it somehow, so that we like see what happens if we study something. So it is never gonna go waste, it will be get used somewhere in the life. Study never gets wasted, we will use it somewhere in the life. So I'll make sure student focuses more on these hard topics, so that it won't be difficult for them that much like it is being for us right now.
You've shared a very, very good point that learning never goes waste. I think that's something that all of us need to remember, that whatever we learn, we feel sometimes, in school that we are learning this, how are we going to use it later on? But of course, there are gaps there. I do understand that. What you shared is, there should be more integration between subjects. Concepts should be made more like easier for students in a manner that the concept is clear. Once the conceptual understanding is in place, then the student can apply it anywhere, irrespective of whichever field. So I think that is very important. Integration between different subjects, science, math, IT, holistic subjects. This is very crucial. And also there should be some kind of uh, smoother transition between grades also, so that the student does not feel that up to 10th grade I have learned a certain level and then suddenly there is a huge jump for the student. So that those kind of curricular transitions should be extremely smoother. I think what you've also shared is on the fact that we all are learners and we should always remember that we are constantly learning. So that always comes handy in life. So Ankita, I wanted to understand from you, what are your goals going forward now?
My goals are like I have just study, and whatever I have planned, like I have to do this 4 year degree MPA, and then I have to apply for a marketing in a international company, so that I can get a nice post and I'll earn, and I have to make everyone proud. Those who were whole Muktangan supporting me, my parents, and each and everyone who has helped me in this journey. Everyone have a lot of expectations from me, so I will try my best to give my best, and I'm giving my 100% right now over here.
That's wonderful. And I'm sure everyone is really proud of you. And we wish you all the best for your journey. Uh,
Yeah, thank you so
and
much.
Ankita, there are many students like you, I'm sure, some might be still figuring out what they want to do. Some might be preparing for university. Some might be in the similar field as you are in. So, do you have any message for students like you who are watching you today?
Message for students, like We should always be prepared because we never know what is gonna happen. For the life takes u-turn very fast. It can be a good, it can be a bad. For me it was a good thing. And like I was, as I told, I was not that prepared, like I'll go somewhere else to study. So each and every student should be prepared for whatever is coming on their way. And we should be that much capable of facing each and everything. Like if, like I have came to a new city, so I was not that prepared that how will things go over here, how will I interact and all that. So we should bring a little bit confidence, like no, we can do it, I can do it. Because nothing is impossible. The word impossible itself means that I'm possible.
Very well said. I think that this kind of openness to change we should all cultivate, because situations and circumstances keep changing, but how we adapt to these situations is what determines our future and our life. So,
we should
Yeah,
always we should always think that nothing is impossible, because there's nothing work that we cannot do. We will face some difficulty, but we can definitely do it.
absolutely. Ankita, do you feel that these kind of skills, like you're talking about problem solving and adapting to different situations, they are more of the soft skills, like I'm saying. Do you feel that somewhere through your schooling journey you have been able to develop these skills?
Yeah, of course. Like in our school, we were taught how to be confident, how to answer something, and how to face everyone. And these little skills were taught us in our school only, like how we have to deal with if a problem is in our way, how we can deal with it instead of sitting, crying, and complaining about I can't do this, everything happens with me, blah blah blah. So we have to know how do we have to deal with these all things. We will face some difficulties. Absolutely, if we need success, we have to face difficulties. We will not get everything on a platter. We have to work hard for that. And so for that we have to be prepared mentally, physically, and all.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Ankita, for taking time out and talking to us and sharing so much about your experience and the challenges you have faced and how you've overcome them as well. I think that everyone who has tuned in today and listened to you, I'm sure we are all really inspired by what you have shared.
Yeah, thank you everyone for joining and taking your precious time to just listen to me. I'm so grateful.
Thank you, Ankita. Thank you once again for being a part of this.
Thank you so much, and thank you to everyone over here.